You are exactly right.
Yay!
Welcome to Heroes of Education with Class Act Federal Credit Union. Today we're here at Johnsontown Road Elementary School honoring Shirley Montgomery. So Shirley, thank you so much for being here. Of course, we're honoring you in the month of April, and you've been teaching here, you said, for 34 years?
Well, I've been teaching a total
I'm sorry, yeah.
of 34 years. I've been here at Johnsontown Road Elementary for 17 years. I love what I do. I love making a difference in children. I love seeing a change. I truly believe that, well, I know that these children are our future, and I'd like to be a part of the future by preparing my students to be the future.
And that's such a cool thing to be able to witness. I imagine over 34 years, even 17 years here, you've been able to see some of those students grow up.
I have, and they come back to visit, and I'm very proud of most of them doing a really, really good job.
Yeah, that's really cool. Is there like a student recently that you've seen that's come back, any particular story that stands out of somebody you used to teach?
Well, there are several, and they do come back to visit me. I know that many of them are in college now. Yes, just recently we had an activity, a math night at Kroger, and one of my students came up. She works there, but she's finishing up her master's degree.
Oh, wow.
And she's going to be a teacher. And I think at the time she was interviewing, and you know, she made me feel very proud when she said to me, "I want to be a teacher just like you."
Wow.
And be the way that you were when I was in 5th grade. I'm very passionate about them, and I do think that that's one of the number one things that teachers should do, is know your students, get to know your students. Each child is different, each child is unique. There is something about each one of them that you can build on, that you can encourage, you can support. I do a lot of building rapport with my students. I could point at each one of them and tell you something special about that child. And my students, you know, feel that also. I know that it's very important for kids to know that you care about them, that they're not just coming to school and they have a teacher that's going to teach them, but a teacher that really cares about them. And I think that with new teachers where discipline, classroom management may be a struggle for them, that is one of the number one things that they could do to help, you know, classroom management, is building a rapport and relationships with your students.
What if I said to you, but Allie, I think you're wrong, because I think, or I know, that Hale wanted Washington to get even with the British for his death.
No, because he said that if he was going to die, he wanted to come back to life and die again for his country. So he wanted to die and
But I disagree.
just be loyal.
I think he really wanted the British to be punished.
Think what you think, because it's not right.
Well, the students know that I have very high expectations. At the beginning of the school year, I present those to them. We discuss it. We role model. We actually practice those expectations. You know, when I train new teachers or have student observers, I often have my students to give that new teacher advice as to how to be a good teacher. And most times, the first thing the kids say is, present the expectations and hold your students to it.
Really?
So
even the students will say that?
Even these 5th grade students
Wow.
will say that. They also told him that establish relationships with the students. Those were the words that they used.
Wow. Is that something that you have to like plan out, or?
No, it just comes natural.
Okay.
Like when kids come in and you look at them, oh, I like your haircut today. Oh, you have on new shoes. I like those shoes. And that really makes kids feel, very special.
Yeah, you're noticing those little things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they want you to point out things about them, and that's what makes them feel like, that you care about them. No, it doesn't, because it's something that I really, really like doing. National Elementary Honor Society, well, first of all, I have to tell you that we're one of 8 elementary schools that, have a chapter. When it first got started, I worked with the teacher that was heading it up, and then it fell in my lap because she left after the first year, so I've kept the program going. I'm cultivating leaders, and the students do very well with that. We do outside visits to nursing homes, because we do community activities as well as activities within our school that help them to become the best leader that they can become. So, and my safety patrol, I have a group of students that maintain the safety in our building, and they feel very important, doing that.
That's an important job.
Well, they get to wear the little yellow vest, and so, that really makes them feel important. I love them.
Yeah.
I love that age. I feel very intimidated to work with the little ones, the little kindergartners and first graders. Yes.
You think that would be less scary because they're so little?
No, not for me, because they're so delicate. The little ones are, but the older ones, you can have conversations with them. I can make a joke like in my instruction, and they get it. So that's a lot of fun at this age too. I know that by the end of the year, a lot of parents talk about how their 5th graders are changing. I call it 5th grade-itis, because that's when they're really starting to grow and mature, and middle school's the next step. And
right, because after they'll leave Johnsontown Road Elementary to go to middle school next.
To go to 6th grade, yes, and that's a time where they're confused about being independent and still being dependent. So. Well, we have a set schedule. We have, our expectations that they follow. If I'm going to break away from the schedule, I talk to them about it. Like being absent, I talk about having a guest teacher come in. We talk about what we want our classroom to be like with a guest teacher here, the things that we need to do to make the day run smoothly. We talk about how it's different because Miss Montgomery's not here. It's someone else that may be different than the way Miss Montgomery is. But we have a discussion, about how to handle that. Every child is special and unique. No child should be thrown away. You're going to come in contact with students that are easy, and do everything. You're going to come in contact with challenging students. Don't give up on any of them. Be there for them. Be supportive of those students and help them to grow. Not all of our students come from the same situations. Some have more needs than others. And I feel that we as educators have to get over that, our job is to teach content, but it's also to grow the whole child. I've had a great experience being with Class Act all these years. And so I encourage the young teachers, because I feel that they would have such a positive experience like I have. I think that, people at Class Act are so friendly. They work with you. I mean, it's just an awesome institution to be a part of.